Show you guys the difference between my the shop camp supply website that I made before I did the Shopify website, and I wanted to show you the difference in how it looks and how it feels and how it functions, right? All right, so this is the website. It has my menu here. It has all the different categories here. You know what I mean? Um, it has all my main categories that that I want people to quick quickly uh, search or go through here. I have a new arrival. It'll show up first, so it's like you know what I mean. So like the most recent items up here, right? It looks very camper ready to go. You know what I mean? Uh, so this is like a little bit of a backpack. It's a little bit of like home goods here. You know what I mean? All the stuff that you might want to get ready for camping and whatnot. So like kind of a mixture of everything that has to do with just the everyday person. You know what I mean? Supplies, right? Shop camp supply, whatever you might need your supplies for your pet, for you. Really on the go type of scenario for an adventure. You know what I mean? Um, Again, camping, fishing, hunting, home, kitchen appliances. It kind of goes together, right? Going camping, home, kitchen appliances. I mean, when you're going camping, you're gonna need some of the stuff that's in the kitchen. You know what I mean? And plus, you gotta, people gotta take care of the pets, right? So when you go on adventures, sometimes you take your pet with you. You know what I mean? So it all has the same kind of realm to it, right? But I didn't want to just focus on mainly particularly like just the outdoorsy type of products because all I know is when it comes to like essentials and things you need, you might need other things too, right? So I got the most like the top selling items here, the ones that are popular in my store where it sells out the most. And then I got your basic essential needs here, right? So I mean, I selected. So the cool thing about this website is I'm able to select a bunch of categories and put all the products that are that are either doing well or that are like top on the list on other category pages, and they all show up in the front page right here. You know what I mean? So right here, I chose a pretty good selected amount of categories to show up first on the front page, right? You know, so I mean, let's go to the preview the first, right? All that shows up, and then depending on how many um, products it has those categories, it'll show up as many as it needs for people to stay on the front page, which is pretty cool because you know what I mean. Because if you can't list a lot of things on the front page, then no one's gonna go out of the front page to go out of their way to go to the other pages. You know what I mean? So I got my deals of the week, right? So this is all my sales item. You can click here for it to go to more sales, right? And then I got my best selling items. Um, which I think we got it covered here. Top selling item, best selling items. Maybe I'll change that category to something else, just because I probably got it over here. Maybe I'll change this to like trending. Well, that's top selling, right? So that'll come from all the different categories. Best selling items. Oh, okay, I get it. Top selling is a various type of category, and then these are like kind of featured items that are best selling, and I would have to put this into its own category, right? Of what I think is the best selling. Everything, every button is clickable. Then I got my blogs here, right? It's just, to me, it's just an amazing build. When I built it, it took me a while to build it too, but you know what I mean. It looks complete, right? Okay, now compare that to my Shopify website. All right, so with Shopify, pretty much everything AI, right? You can have AI build all this for you on Shopify. That's the cool part, right? It was very easy to do. The other one took like some coding abilities, right? This thing, I just told AI to just build it, and it really built it. And once everything got built, just me going to the back end and just enabling, disabling, and just all buttons. You know what I mean? But it does the job, right? You know what I mean? Like you would have to make it look like like it's full, as far as like it doesn't look like anything's out of place. You know what I mean? Shop can supply. I don't like how this logo's super low. I can't even put my own logo on there, right? And if I were to put my own logo on there, I have to choose between this and the logo, right? I can't do both. It's so weird. I probably can, but I mean, I think the template that I'm using to um to to whatever, right, is just, I want to figure out how to move my logo to the side. But then it's kind of weird because it just makes it out of place. You know what I mean? Like there's not much control to it because, like I said, AI built the template, right? Um, yeah, it looks very contemporary, very modern, right? But it doesn't, and it might do the job. But the thing is, doing the job and making a sale, it's all hearsay at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Will people believe that they believe your website to be a trusted website, or you're an authoritative figure in your brand, to where like people will support you. So it's when I say the Shopify does the job, it does the job. Like like it has everything that my other website has. The cool thing about my other website is it does everything that this one does, but the thing is, I'm paying a fraction of the cost to run my Shopify website. I already see myself paying like $100 a month on it, right? Because the Shopify alone is $39.99 a month, right? And then I have to pay for the other various thing that comes with it, like so that it can function the way I need it to function, because the features cost money to build upon. While the other website, I paid for my own hosting. I did my own build, right? And I created the own function the way I like it, the way I wanted to for it to function, right? But when I went to build it, I didn't include any of the extra fees and costs, so it never incurred into the build because it was built, right? It was API built, right? I constructed all the builds to make it work without adding the cost, because I didn't add the cost to it, right? So all the features on Shopify, I can't go in there and manually do the API build, because it would, it either won't allow me, or it's very hard to for AI to have an integrity behind it, right? So if I were to tinker with the codes, then AI wouldn't be able to continue on with the progress and complete certain aspect of other things, because I had modified the example. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I won't be able to do it. I, I think it's still more cost effective than running a brick and mortar store, but I don't need the extra costs when I know I'm getting my costs on my other build, um, super low, right? So like what I'm including in all of this is the amount of like uh marketing features that I need to go on there, right? Versus me and the features that it costs money to go on the Shopify to actually make it convert to sales, right? And then with the other ones, right, where if I just focus on, like, let's say ad campaigns or whatever, right, that's then that the extra cost that I would have to use to work on the features can actually go into that kind of power, marketing power. You know what I mean? So to where I can generate better income. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I have. You know what I mean? So yeah, go ahead and check it out. Those two, and see what you like better, right? One is shopcampsupply.com. That's my build, and then the Shopify one is campsupply.shop. Check it out. Let me know. Have a good day.